Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Control with RTX and DLSS enabled. Okay, what are we doing?
The projected image.
Through here? You are coming through so strong. Darling used this HRA to lock the door. I have to rip it off to get in. Are you sure? Okay, I'll be there. Hang on.
Oh, this is where I came in. Okay. I don't know. The slide projector only works with slide 36. Logically, this means the slide itself is part of the object of power or a distinct altered item. But of course, I had to make sure no other slides worked. I had to try. I thought maybe emotion had something to do with it. Connection, history, love. I brought in my parents' little slides, birthday parties, vacations to Niagara Falls, my first day of high school, that kind of thing. There were 2 boxes worth. I had to dig around the garbage for an hour to find them. Never once thought of looking at them since they passed. I tried them all. I waited until all the staff left for the night. I stayed up in that booth for hours, trying every one. Projector off, slide out, slide in, projector on, nothing happens. Projector off, slide in, slide out, projector on, nothing happens. Love wasn't the common factor. There's no correlation that I can see. Maybe the slide itself is the object of power. Maybe the projector is just an accessory. Maybe it doesn't matter. Why'd that fucking kid have to burn the other slides? Okay, so... Oh wait, no, it wants me to go down there. That's right.
I made it.
The hole in your room is a hole in you. You came to me like you went through the hole in you! You have always been here. The only child. A copy of a copy of a copy!
No. Why did you... This was a mistake.
How many of those things can they shoot at a time? Alright, what's it gonna make me start over? How much is gonna make me start over? Amazing executive sector. Yeah, what the hell do I want all that stuff for? I don't. Just keep dying from stuff I can't even see. And then long, long load times. And then why start me here of all places, you know? Why not start me down where the elevator was? That would make more sense. Still more. Jeez. These guys don't know when to stop. It's like, I don't want to play anymore of your stupid level. Guess I should just rush to the checkpoints. There's no point in finding all this stuff. It just infinitely respawns anyway. I don't have to keep suffer through all these load times in between these short-ass sections. Also, there's some serious design flaws in kind of everything about the game. That's hitting me. Insufferable game. It's so shitty. It's definitely one of those lipstick on a pig situations, you know? They really tried to dress up something which was just not good. And it really shows. You know? I mean, what is it loading? The levels are pretty bare, you know? There's not much in there. I mean, why not just reset everything and load from memory? Why does it have to pull from the hard drive again and rebuild all the way from scratch? It's just the stupidest decisions. Like I said, there's not much in the room. I mean, you know, other than the failing of the engineering, I guess. How'd you avoid that? What the fuck? Like how all this stuff is effective against me, but not effective against the enemy. Ah, what the fuck? Go away. Oh, she's talking to the flying thing. I was like, what are you talking to? I was like, who are you talking to?
poster comes down and there's nothing there. It's just the cell. And death. I was wrong. There was never anything there. Hello? Polaris, are you there? Please. You can't be so please. Let me sleep. Please. I just want to sleep. Now let me sleep.
You are a worm through time. The thunder song distorts you. Happiness comes. White pearls we go.
Ah, story by Sam Lake. Sam Lake, your story sucks. Game director leave? Oh, yeah, the game director should have left. Leave your insides at the door. Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, alright, I'm sure there's more game here that I have to suffer through. I'm sure somebody thought they were like incredibly clever when they wrote this, you know, Sam Lake. But it ends up just being just a jumbled mess, you know, by the you know the high school, you know, English major, not even college. This is all at the super base level, guys.
You can't find good help these days.
Federal Bureau of Control, how may I help you?
I need those field reports typed up and in management's hands first thing
The
tomorrow.
Bureau's the best at what it does. Protecting everyday Americans from foreign threats.
There's the new girl, standing around daydreaming when she should be getting work done. Who the hell does she think she is? The director?
I haven't got all day. I'll do it immediately. Did you hear it? We have a crisis on our hands. Yes, the secretive. Hey, Miss Marsh.
It's weird her ass looks nicer in more conservative jeans. I don't really get that at all.
I'll take care of it.
Oh, never mind. The light actually hits the jeans in a weird way.
Why do they keep you around?
I'm sorry I'm late.
What a useless, pathetic wreck of a game.
No
I mean,
problem.
this was all done more cleverly in like Saints Row 4.
Don't let it go to your head.
Anything for the Bureau.
Which came out, years before this game was even, started development. In a way, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that
Thank you.
that
Thank you.
Max Payne was really the only thing good to come out of Remedy.
You're late.
Right away. Right away.
And unfortunately, it hasn't really aged all that well. So even then, Max Payne was like, well, it's okay nowadays, but the formula was so well done
I will get it
in
done
other
right
games.
away.
It's really tough to look at any of the Max Payne games now and go, yeah, that's a real classic.
My
Especially
pleasure.
with its pseudo-intellectual writing,
Every little thing needs to be explained. Yes, really. Yeah. Oh, I get that. Call you later? Okay. Yes, we will. Bye.
Let's see, do I have to go talk to the director, possibly?
good help these days.
I am so sorry. I'm new here.
Wait, they really make pants that are high on above the waist? It'd be a weird thing, you
It
know.
won't happen again, I promise.
At least I think it would be.
Glad to be of assistance.
But I don't really like having things, you know, real taut against
Let me
my
know if you need
my
anything
stomach.
else.
Are you sure you are not lost? Maybe you can fight yourself into director's
Not now.
office.
I'm busy. Come back later.
Sorry.
I mean, this is kind of like the kind of office work that
he's not in.
maybe would have taken place in like the
I am so
in the
sorry.
90s, maybe the early 2000s, but this isn't really what office workers do anymore. Sort of interesting to see that that you know this is placed in here. You know, this is like the hell, right? Whereas I think of a lot of us who are working real jobs, you know, this is not even close to being hell. You know, this is probably like the most cush thing you could do. Yeah, everybody has their own little standards for what's good and bad, right?
Oh, great. I was just waiting for my mail. Please, take the outgoing mail as well. Thank you.
What is happening? I don't like this. No, this isn't me. I'm not me. I can't. Why can't I feel you? Oh, I've forgotten something. I can't think. Oh, I'm lost. Oh, where are you? I can't feel anything. I don't want to be alone here. Where am I? What is this? Why won't it end? Wake up, please. I want to go home. Time is money.
Oh, I was gonna make you do that stuff again? That sounds stupid. Ooh, I can go to the bathroom. I think you need to take your pants off for that. Well, I guess you don't need to, but you may find the results to be slightly more pleasant. Oh, can I turn that on? swear that door doesn't swing open.
You should keep trying. You are getting closer.
I need to go inside. I need to keep moving.
Hey, what a surprise. This is like boring gameplay in a boring game. Yeah, it is the pinnacle of this game's philosophy. Let's make the player do rote shit. And then somehow pat ourselves on the back and tell ourselves that this is like clever storytelling. You know that they, when they were designing this, they was like, "Oh man, that's such a great idea. It's genius." I know it's not genius. Who the hell are you people? Yeah, you need more people in your boardrooms, on your development teams, to let you know that yeah, doing stupid shit, that's not what a player wants to do. Especially after they've paid $60. They're not interested in doing the dumbest things that you could think of. To satisfy your own, intellectual, or your own ego. I don't want to say intellectual curiosity. That's kind of not really a thing. That would require some intellect. Clearly, that intellect has abandoned this development team. Honestly, they should just all work for EA. Just get over it. And they can do the most brain-dead activities they want,
Fine. Now get out of here.
You're dismissed. That'll be all. Don't let it go to your head.
Again, it surprises me that this game is
I've got nothing more
rated so well. I mean, it's certainly on the bottom of my AAA games that came out last year.
That'll be all.
Probably in the top 5 at least of the bottom, right?
You're dismissed.
How this game managed to get out of the design docs and released onto retail shows, I'll never know.
Why do they keep
It should have failed early in development,
Don't let it go to your head. You're late.
At least that's my feeling.
Seen him? Mr. Faden, the new director? Oh, yeah. Very
I mean, I think the problem with this team is that they don't realize that there are other AAA games coming out when their game is coming out. So, the competition is very, very stiff. And if you're making something which is, subpar like this, I think it's hard to get somebody's attention. And, while you can sort of fake your way through with all of your friends that work in the industry giving you, higher than normal ratings, at some point in time, eventually, the regular people are going to pick up your game and go, yeah, you didn't do this right. This is not a good game. Yeah.
Doesn't she know how dangerous the old director is? He's unstable. He'll tear her apart.
Don't
Where was that thing again? I don't remember. You know, it's only the really honest reviewers or Let's Players, kind of expose the game for what it is, but it takes a long time to play a game like this, especially when it's not enjoyable.
An answer.
Like, I'd rather play any other games on my list. Yeah.
That's how it happened. The hiss got Trench first. He turned on the projector. He let them in. I have to remember. The hiss. The hiss is the enemy. This is all inside my head. The hiss burrowing in. I'm trapped in here. They're taking over. This is nonsense. It stops now.
Yeah, I wish the game would have ended just now. They just suffer through this epilogue. Oh, God. And like I said, somebody thought they were super clever when they made this. Pretty sure they should stop working in the industry. Maybe do something more important than equal to their skill level, like, I don't know. Sweep the restroom. I guess the good thing is they didn't like totally look down on the janitor. They just gave him a good role, even though that's probably what the writer should be doing, is being the janitor. Much more appropriate for the skill level.
I will fight this. I will find a way to push them out.
Welcome back. I do not chosen task.
I need my gun.
The thunder saw your worm through time. The thunder saw scorch you.
I know what I must do. Start at the beginning. I should have seen it earlier. This is my mess to clean up. My fight. No one else's. I am the director.
Ooh, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Can I get the dark chocolate one?
Hello, this is Dr. Casper Darling. I have a classified message for the director of the Federal Bureau of Control. I have sad news. Hedron is gone now, but it was not a source. It was a catalyst. Do you understand? You must go to my office, the Endgame. It will be revealed.
Happiness comes.
I guess I should look for some documents too. I don't know. I don't know how much more shit it's gonna give me. Oh, is this whole place executive affairs? really want that Reese's peanut butter cup.
I can't feel you. I can't. This is what Dylan wanted all along. But there's something. I can feel it, but I don't know what.
The motel is a place of power, of change, a place to pass through, connecting everything. This is a dream inside my head. Why shouldn't it take me anywhere I want to go?
Is it actually a full song? I don't want that.
Grow brighter around one constant. They revolve. Hedron is dead, but you're alive here in me. Maybe Hedron put you in our heads when we met her. Maybe you were always there, and she was just trying to teach me how to trigger you. Maybe I'll never understand. Maybe I don't need to. Trench was the first to be corrupted by the hiss. Slowly, over the years. His need for control only made it worse. It was Trench who took the projector to the nostalgia department. He opened the door to the hiss. Just like that. With Hedron dead, the hiss tried to corrupt me too. But I'm stronger than them. We're stronger. They're waiting. They'll try to stop us. No going back.
Oh.
We need to find the projector.
I was gonna do all the other submissions, but okay, no going back. Wonderful.
My sister had this dream. Bad dream. And the whole world was dreaming with her.
Dylan?
She convinced herself that she was awake. She's always been stubborn. I knew I had to end her dream. I had to wake her up. I had to rip down the poster she'd been staring at. Cut off her eyelids to make her see. To save her.
he's still there somewhere.
A good story? Oh
Locked
no.
inside.
That was dead long ago.
I know, because that's how it was for me.
I guess more shitty fighting. Oh boy. I can't wait for more shitty fighting. What the hell? Ugh. Where are all my projectiles going? Where'd you disappear off to? Oh, you're up there now. Want that? You guys done making me fight this bullshit. So any other platforms being made. Just launch myself out towards there? I'm not gonna make it. It's too far. Unless the game's glitching out, which, you know, it's done quite often in my playthrough. Nothing else is getting generated. Yeah, I'm sure it just glitched. I mean, I think something else is supposed to spawn. Unless that has happened several times. I mean, where, you know, something's supposed to spawn but just never does. Okay, it's gonna spawn this time, possibly? Or is it gonna be broken? It's always a gamble. Play something I was already successful at. Glitchy. Glitchy, glitchy, glitchy. It's not even giving me any options up there. There we go, okay. Yeah, well, that's just a stupid glitch. Ah, I'm just gonna have no this one. Fucking didn't even know what hit me. Jesus. Ah, they're really going crazy with the lighting. It's like, I can't see, man. Why are you so shit at designing games? Quit focusing so much on the visuals, you know? I mean, just give me some good core gameplay. Give me arenas that make sense, you know? Give me a story that makes sense, you know? That's all the things that you should be doing instead of, you know, tweaking your engine to run effects. Stupid thing. Run around for it. It's a battle without checkpoints, so you gotta fucking play all this shit. What is it with these bottomless pits battles? God, these guys love bottomless pits. They also love not giving you the proper amount of checkpoints. I don't know. I guess the engine and the skill level of, just can't allow for that. It's giving me jukebox tokens, but then it's not giving me a way to go back to the jukebox. Like, what? Shit over again. Why are there no checkpoints? Why is your game full of shit? How can this have high ratings when it is a piece of garbage? I don't get it. Did people just not play till the end? That's the only thing I think of is that just people just giving it reviews without actually going through it. lost to glitches a couple times now in a row too. It's like, man, this game has been out for so long, and yet it still glitches like hell. I mean, there's no demand for the game either, so there's probably no profit in trying to fix something that's this broken, you know? Like, well, if nobody's buying it and nobody likes it, then, you know, c'est la vie. I would like to hear people's arguments, you know, of how they, you know, will twist their judgment in order to get themselves to like this game, you know? Like, what criteria are you willing to just ignore or make up in order to say that this is a good product? It's just like full of monster closets, full of off-screen one-hit kills. You know, the graphics and the lighting, you know, while impressive, actually interfere with the gameplay. You know, the arenas are simple and basic, you know. Get yourself into, you know, infinitely responding enemies. Infinitely responding enemies. Damn it, man. Just make your fights cheap, or make your fights challenging without being cheap. Man, is that so much to ask? I think it is. sketchy enemy. I'll find one enemy that's glitched out somewhere so I can take care of it. Another bullshit you're gonna make me go through. Oftentimes, bad designers don't know, they overstay their welcome. Oh, yes. Pretty sure this is what this game is gonna do. Ooh, boy, that's a bad compression. Damn.
Dylan's in a coma. I don't know if there's anything of him left in there. If he'll ever find his way back.
Oh, you mean like the game designers? You mean like this developer?
The portal's been closed, but the hiss is still in the oldest house. And the lockdown can't be lifted as long as any trace of it remains. I'm working on a solution with my management team, but there is still a long road ahead. I'm the director of the Federal Bureau of Control. We're in this together. You and I.
I wouldn't mind a sequel made from a different development house. Yeah, give this to Platinum. They'll actually know what they're doing. As far as this team goes, I don't know. Courtney Hope, I hope you get some better work. Maybe the team behind the Resident Evil 2 remake, maybe they should handle this game. Well, I think we're finally at the end, unless it's going to pull another BS move on us. So, yeah, Control is not good. It is not a good game. It is not a fun game. It's a game that makes no sense story-wise. The writing is, it's like this prepubescent, honor student writing. Something that somebody in some AP classes in 8th grade would have handed in, patting themselves on the back, thinking how clever they are. Not learning the value of succinctness and clarity, and driving and understanding an audience into your ultimate conclusion. The characters are okay. You don't really delve into anybody that much. So unfortunately, by the time you get to the end, you feel like you didn't really know anybody, which is not so great if you're talking about a story that's supposed to entertain you and maybe last with you for a lot longer. The engine is impressive, although it's not very efficient. We encountered glitches several times during our play where reloading was a necessity. And again, this game is old. I mean, I'm not playing a new game. There's been plenty of opportunities for this game to, in fact, there's even some DLC too, so there's plenty of opportunity for this game to have been fixed. Unfortunately, it's also exclusive to the Epic Store, so not only do you have to deal with a game that's kind of broken, you also have to buy it on the store, which nobody wants. And actually, the game runs better if you launch it, if you make a customized launcher for the Steam store. It doesn't actually run very well on Epic's front end. So, and the Epic front end, for some reason, takes up some cycles on the CPU, even though it's not particularly doing anything. So there is that as well. Like I said, I wouldn't mind the core gameplay concept being handled by a different, more talented team. But as it is, it's what you have left. So I can't really recommend the game to folks who want to jump into it. There are many, 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 many other third-person action games, third-person shooting action games with an intriguing plot, which are way stacked above this game. It's not the worst game I've ever played. I don't want to make it seem like it's the most terrible game, but for a AAA game and a AAA team to put something out like this is embarrassing, especially after being given quite a bit of leeway on their other projects. Quantum Break. I think a lot of us tried to like that game, but and it seemed like its heart was in the right place. But it is an even lesser version of this game. This game is more refined than Quantum Break. And then if you look at the Max Payne series, well, you've got two pretty good games, 1 and 2, 3 just being a very, very average game, which I don't know if that's necessarily good or bad, but then you have the Alan Wake series, which 1 was again, it's a very, very average game, 1, and then 2 ended up being an action game, not really very related thematically to 1. So I think that one ended up being a little bit better, but it still felt just kind of dull. And I think that's the bad thing about games developed by Remedy is that they have all the right components, but they're not very exciting. I mean, you're kind of falling asleep when you're playing these games, which is why it takes me so long to play through a Remedy game, even though I kind of want to see what they're doing with it. They're not really all that fun, and they don't drive me to play them because they're not fun. So, I don't know. I think this might be something that'd be on extreme discount. I mean, if it's on the summer sale and it's $4, sure, I think you could probably have some fun with $4. You may not be able to get to the end because it's really dull, but you maybe get halfway through it and that's still worth that money. I just, for full price, definitely not. I don't feel like I got any real value or my money's worth. It's got content in it. There's like side missions and stuff, but they're largely just, arena fights. And it's like, well, you have all these cool powers. You have this telekinesis, and you have, the ability to float, and the ability to dash, and it's all wasted on the game's setup. Too many bottomless pits setups, too many enemy annoyance setups, minor enemies fighting while you're fighting a major enemy, too many off-screen deaths, with no real way to gauge where enemies are, too many monster closets where enemies, will appear for you. You'll be behind a wall with no other way for enemies to show up, and then they just magically teleport in. Again, these are things that really should have been fixed in the game design process 10 years ago. It's something that that a lot of other developers have learned from. Maybe it's something, it makes more sense in something like Doom. But even Doom, they kept the monster closeting, to a very, very bare minimum. And Doom Eternal, the whole game is so fast-paced and so action-packed and so exciting. Every fight is a challenge that it doesn't, the monster closeting doesn't feel cheap. It just feels like it's part of the game. And here, it feels cheap. It feels like none of these monsters should just be appearing out of nowhere. And when they do appear, they appear so far off screen, out of your view, and they can kill you so easily that it makes it feel like the game is not giving you the right tools, to do the job. Unfortunately, I was looking forward to this game quite a bit. When all the previews that came out, I didn't do too many spoiler reveals on it. But now it's like, well,
Shawshank Redemption. That's the name of the movie I was thinking of earlier. Not important, but that was it.
I'll be honest with you, I think think all the outfits too. I'm actually not very happy with them. I thought for sure they'd give you some cool bonus outfits, but they all, I mean, they're all, you know, disappointingly kind of lame. Which is a real shame, you know, because they had really cool outfits in the Max Payne series. You know, I thought everybody looked really good in that series. But all this is just like, I don't know, it's just, there's always like something wrong with her suit, you know. Something wrong with it, and it doesn't look good. The hair, there's always something wrong with the hair. And it's just like, damn, guys, I mean, you're not really, you gotta give me a reason to, like, at least look at or try out your outfits. I mean, this is okay, but the jacket, man, that thing has gotta go, you know? This one's okay, but the pants ride way too high up her waist. This one, it's probably the least offensive of all of them, since it's just like a jogging suit. And again, this one's, you know, even higher up the waist than than the other one. I don't know. And some of this stuff was like, you know, DLC. It's just like, man, you really, this is what you got, this is what you want to pay for? Is this kind of outfit? I don't know. I think that's wrong. You could pay for something that doesn't look so hot. Oh well, we're finally at the end, thank goodness, and I don't have to play this bullshit again. Unless somebody wants me to do the DLC of the Foundation. I don't know why you'd want to see that. But I'll consider it if people really want to see it. Once again, this is Autopause3. I'm watching Control. Don't buy this game, it's dumb. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.